improving conversational AI with diverse interaction scenarios. So, we've been working on sort of chatbot related AI implementations, and you may often get sort of edge cases that a chatbot could struggle with. So there's not particular data about how you'd handle a certain case. So often you'd be able to have a solution that you could generate this sort of synthetic dialogue data that would cover these rare or unusual scenarios. And then the AI models can be trained to handle a wider variety of interactions, which is really useful. So you may have variety, there's the subset, but you simulate a whole lot more. So an example is creating synthetic customer support conversations that involve complex problem solving or cultural nuances not well represented in existing data. If we're thinking of all the data that's been collected to date, you have all those biases and some of the differences in culture that may make certain answers imbalanced. And what's nice is if this can be controlled, you have data sets that will circumvent those biases as well. So you're getting more useful balanced data to actually train models on. It's pretty powerful as well when you think of all the data that's missing at the moment and how difficult it is to get that. I think there's sort of people on the fence as to, it's either going to make models way better or it's going to, if it's not done correctly, it's going to generate a lot of junk that is maybe not helpful. But I can't see the positives.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking whenever you think of AI sort of basically creating data to train other AIs, it's almost like you kind of wonder, is it just recording of a videotape multiple times and, how good is that data eventually? And I guess if you're trying to create a whole huge data set, are you still going to have a human go through it all and try and confirm it all looks accurate, or will you just use it anyway? It's kind of interesting to see, and it's hard to tell, I guess, too, when you're training a model. I mean, you have your test cases against it to see if it's matching the output that you expect, but you can't really test against everything. Yeah,
but what I really like about it and why I feel it's promising is from what we've seen working with data sets, you may have everything represented in some form, but it isn't explicitly almost written out. And what I see, you could take your data and you say, we'll build scenarios around this. And it's really giving you an expansion of your data. Everything's there, but it's been said in possibly a briefer form. And the fact that you're giving more data there just means that you can map out those scenarios and you could check and even if it's through for smaller data sets, definitely through some sort of review, you could actually get where you need to be a lot quicker, with potentially more accuracy than if you had someone actually writing that out and trying to capture it all. So
What's interesting, and I'm just thinking in a real world scenario, one of our IIIMPACT's clients, I listen to customer service calls. And it's interesting, the people that are on those calls, we listen to the interaction between the actual customer service person and the customer. And you hear the complaints and you hear the responses of the management where they say, oh, they've got to follow this type of script. This is what they should say when this happens. And right away, you can either create something that either works along with the human being as they're interacting, saying, oh, basically everybody almost has similar issues where they don't understand why something happened, what the confusion of what they thought was going to be the price of something now all of a sudden is now more expensive once they're a customer. That type of misunderstanding seems to happen quite a bit. And it's just, as you're approaching that, you could probably simulate based on just psychological kind of the comments that are being made as a conversation is happening to tell AI, this person's saying this, you look at it, somebody who's actually new doesn't know how to handle the response quite well just yet. Oh, I know I'm supposed to say this or that, but how you say it is so important. And so the AI can navigate the person who's, using it, who's the customer service, to tell, hey, this is what we mean by this. This is what you meant by that. Because there might be a misunderstanding, because a lot of customer service are now offshore. So they're interacting with people who are within a different country and they don't know the nuances between that. So I think there's a lot of potential there just because if you're going to leverage the different ways in which people speak and how they pick up on that and then just
absolutely
prompting them, there's potential.